to then qualify for Reykjavik. These teams are obviously going to want to make it as deep as they can, joining the other 4 teams that have made it from challengers previously. Now, this is a very quick execute all the way in round number 1. Spike gets planted very early. Within about 30 seconds or so, we already find ourselves in a post plant.
And it's going to be a difficult one to retake here for NRG. Nice start off there, the action on Leaf's side. It's a back and forth contest though. Japs is the last remaining, and he finds himself by A Link. Now he has to retake knowing there's some backside, there's some by mid. It's not an easy angle to play when you got that crossfire. Mitch challenging just to distract. There's the peek from Zeta. Smoke and garage window as well. That's going to allow for a good entry here for C9 Blue, and they keep going fast in all of these rounds.
Oh, but NRG is prepped and ready for it. Tex, in particular, watching Garage and doesn't have much for C9 as they have 2 separate members go down. Tex goes for the triple and gets it on a floppy this time as they're going to continue to peek and apply pressure to C9 all the way back in C. And they won't be able to get towards the site, but Mitch on the flank. He'll head through the defender spawn, leaving Zeta now to try and clutch out. Spike, not too close, not too far. Now that there's utility on the side of NRG, they can contest this without having weapons in their hands, though Som Spectre does obviously help. The opening kill comes out for NRG, answered back by Mitch, as Tex's ult pop now watching for Floppy, but can't hit the shots all the way on C. Site control is for C9, but NRG has some ideas about that, and amidst the smoke, Mitch will swing out 2 kills. He's watching intently. Final member from NRG gets picked off. That's EU.
A little bit of a freer side on A. Daps is left to lone hold that. It's going to be the entry here from Hunter's Fury as Zeta tries to lay down the pressure in C and gather the information necessary to get the execution. But NRG, despite not having the full buy, are still winning in their gunfights. Only 20 seconds left for C9 to execute, and the run it back is going to net a kill. Zeta now alone, and he's got 5 HP. There's not a lot of hope for him in this round, but nice use of the recon dart, and he will get Som through the smoke. 10 seconds left. He doesn't have a lot of options. He'll push through, and Zeta does not have the shot necessary to take out Daps.
Just peek their head out, and there'll be 4 of them. Good trigger discipline will be here. He loses the heads-up gun duel to Android. Floppy has his teammates back, though, and it's revenge dish best served cold. Every single member of NRG tries to peek the same angle. Dry, no utility at their disposal. Oh, they're going to have to contend with a couple C9 sights aimed in their direction. Tex will just burst out of the window, and he gets taken down as C9 catch most members of NRG, but it's back and forth as the teams exchange blows. Android trying, and a beautiful shot, but just misses his second. Unfortunately for C9, EU doesn't. Floppy clutches up with the spike down.
Entering out of heaven in that situation.
Well, it's a full execute towards C right now as Som tries to hold them back, but he's unsuccessful outside of Poise is falling. Now C9 has control of the site as much as they want. EU tries to swing in, can't accomplish all that much. Long range, it's Floppy to stop him. But it was ultimately just a bait. C9 clears out the C site before turning their eyes towards another target. Daps is prepared and ready for that. Might catch another as he does. On to Leaf, beautifully done. And he'll get the location of both Floppy and Zeta. It'll be just momentary, but it's enough to suss out where exactly they're going to be. Daps will need to clutch out, but he misses his shot onto Zeta. So Zeta will see if he can clear the path over towards C. Android gets a little bit aggressive, and it works out. Once again, Poise, not exactly the strongest in these opening engagements. An operator like Reyna doesn't provide a ton of utility to your team if she's not capable of fragging, and most importantly, fragging well. Depth on C9 is totally fine, though, as they pick up a double kill, and as well, NRG nets 2 of their own. NRG with the upper hand. There's been 30 seconds of actual engagement so far in this round. Mitch will look to try to lock out the site from above, getting some intel up towards heaven. He'll now move to hell as it's an equal 2v2. Spike going down, but Mitch falls off as Zeta falls, and Mitch will now need to take matters into his own hands. And they're a good set of hands. Mitch takes care of EU. No spike required.
In here for C9 Blue.
And there's the Reyna's Leer coming in to try and blind out the site. Once again, Poise falls early. So does Mitch. He'll join him as C9 are able to answer back. Android's run it back expires as C9 have control of A. A shock dart will go in to try and push Zeta out of his position, but he's very safe in the corner, at least until the fire lands at his feet. Watch your flank, because Tex is on the way, and he finds Zeta quite easily. He's got the sheriff in hand, and another for him too. Impressive stuff, and all 3 as he just shakes them.
And yeah, there's the jump check from Leaf. He's going to be calling that out to his team.
And we know that they're going to be coming in this direction. The very first kill comes to Poise. He needs to start making some noise on that scoreboard, and his entry, or rather, it's technically a defense for him, but the opening kill, regardless, breaks in his favor. Daps and Floppy in a gun duel over by Garage, and down goes Daps. He turns and he tries to focus right as the smoke disappears, and Leaf has his number quite well. First death in this half for C9 is Mitch. Cypher falling over by A, and very quickly, C9 Blue are going to need to rush to the A site, as NRG are just moments away. They've got the spike, but here comes the cavalry. Android getting that spike down successfully as a paranoia flies out from the defender spawns, and well, target prioritization from up in heaven of Zeta could be a little bit more precise. Doing his best Tex impression. There's Leaf on the flank. Android good enough for one.
It's working out for C9 on defense here for Haven. What isn't working out for C9 is Tex's shots. Look at that. Beautiful shot onto Leaf. And they're also going to get Floppy. So this looks like a good round for NRG.
Poised in his position over by A-Long. He's tucked into the corner. He won't last too long. But the remaining members of C9 trying to get their licks in. In the midst of the smoke, Tex is up top, but Zeta's firing away. We see some scouting work from Zeta. Both teams back and forth trying to gather as much intel as they can. And it's Android to net the very first kill. Spike goes down too, so a post plant at the moment for Cloud9 Blue. We'll see what they can do with it. As the Omen just dodges very slightly. Saw managing to get away from that one, and Zeta will have to go through the flames to try and engage. But so far, perfect on the post plan. And Android in particular, setting up a lot of these kills. Daps credited with the final one.
See the fast rotate and the aggression through grass on C9 Blue side.
And Mitch overwhelmed, but for the moment, that spike control too, by the way, as the jet of Tex bursts on in. Android is good enough to refrag with Poise and Mitch in on the fun. Advantage favoring Cloud9 Blue, who need to stop the bleeding as they have given up a lot of rounds. And that lead that they had built up slowly ticked away. That aim from Leaf now as Android and Daps put Floppy into a 1v2 that becomes a 1v1. Floppy still has utility available. Paranoia, but he gets swung on. Oh my goodness gracious, Daps. This spike is going to need to be planted. It was by the way, it was back at attacker spawn. So finally coming to the party will be Daps.
Well, Som, great position to hold this push in here from C-Link. It's going to be the ult here from Poise as he tries to get advantage with that Empress. Push out on A-Link side to try and 2v1 Floppy, and it works out for NRG. Now it's just Poise. He's got the Empress pop, so this is not inconceivable. Two to fight on A-Link, and there's the flash, the curveball, but it doesn't work for Android. The ult to check, see what's going on with the spike. Som now has that information. EU is on 18 HP, but it doesn't matter, as Som will swing and land the shot. His awareness through this match has been impeccable, and that dark cover there from Floppy is going to deny the push out into connector.
Well, an owl is used as Floppy all the way down below in sewers. He's making a mess. EU answers back, and Android too, as this defense from C9 crumbles in front of our eyes. Cloud9 Blue, especially since Mitch is now on the flank. He finds Som, one spike down. Android is his next target, but Android's a better shot, and so is EU. As Zeta, the last member for Cloud9, has no opportunity whatsoever. Well, they're nowhere close to being able to get on in. They're going to try to find some intel with Zeta quarterbacking that. His ultimate used, but Tex doesn't need any utility himself. Just as he got in, he'll get out and find 2 kills in the process. The only member for NRG who's down is Android at this point. Leaf has been absolutely deadly with this Sheriff. And he'll continue that, but it's a Sheriff of Zeta to get the kill. A 3v3, lots of noise being made from Leaf as he tries to get into the A site. Attention is drawn his way. The ult goes over his shoulder, so they don't get the information that EU had hoped for. Leaf is still close to being able to take this one back. He starts with one onto EU. Spike gets planted. Information, and Leaf is so good on this site. C9 Blue have not exactly had the greatest defense, but it looks like they finally be beginning their footing. Som has something to say about that, though. And he's going to disappear in front of our very eyes. Intel, but no, the spike gets diffused by Leaf, and it's match point for Cloud9 Blue.
The lurk, and it didn't work out very well for Som because his whole team died before he could get into the action.
Well, C9 are expecting an A take. That's where 3 of these agents are. And unfortunately for them, one of the 2 who were off site are not going to be particularly helpful now, as Mitch is down for the count. Tex creeps around the back, waiting. Good trigger discipline, technically, as he punishes Zeta. And the advantage now continues to grow in NRG's favor. Overtime on the docket. EU is lined up and ready, and that's a pretty simple shot on the poised, whose awareness is severely lacking. How about this? A flawless round, Michael, to push us into overtime. X operator in hand, keeping a very close eye on a potential A take. Now he's looking A long, but it's the sewers and short where it will go. The drone just goes underneath Som, but C9 burst into action, and 2 huge kills for them to push NRG off of their spots. It's the Rays just flying on in as Leaf finds his kill. Finally, NRG's able to get onto the board. Tex gets 2, but it puts Daps in a 1v3 situation. In this case, Daps does not, and he's in the middle of a cage. Trapped, gunfire going all around him. Almost past the point of no return. Zeta's the one to finish it. Owl goes out, and all of NRG have control of this A site. Smoke's going off towards the connector as well as Heaven, and Daps is watching flank. Down goes Leaf. He's the top performer for C9 Blue. Daps trying to gain intel with the cage, but NRG are able to just box this one out masterfully. Spike is down 2. So what is match point for Cloud9 Blue might end up going up in smoke. 1 HP in a dream, doesn't matter. Daps, beautifully well played as Tex gets 1 too. And could we see yet another flawless round? We can, and we do. In fact, it's Android still alive. As NRG are going to try to make this one quick. Paranoia goes out, doesn't catch anything. Tex goes down, Poise immediately traded out by Android. Curveball goes in, it'll flash hell. And there's a huge stack up from C9 there. Floppy holding it down through the wall, guns them to pieces. Daps now in a 1v2, but he looks the wrong way, and that's Zeta to finish him off. Mitch is closest to NRG, but he's all on his own. Smokes go out. A leer from Poise and a cage triggered as Poise tries to get back in. There's another leer, by the way. This time as nobody is inside of B. This is as confusing as it can get for both of these teams. Android is primed and ready. Excellent patience on his part. Saw him traded out. And C9 collect the kill feed, but for now, it's NRG to get back. Sloppy gun duels on both sides of the equation. It puts Dap in a 1v2 as the spike is being diffused. He's working against the clock, nailing Zeta, but it's Poised to get off and get the kill and also get the spike. Excellent play, and the first map breaks for Cloud9 Blue. There's the pick from Leaf, by the way. That's his second so far. I think that goes to good use to down EU. And unfortunately for NRG, they are just getting picked off in separate events here and there. Leaf has another member of NRG lined up and manages to do a ton of damage in the process, as they are just going to hang on for now. 40 seconds still left in this round, and it's been a relatively slow pistol start.
Oh, nice rotation from NRG. They're at least going to get A-site control, but you do have Poise here on Heaven in Raptors. He's going to be able to get the first kill in this engagement, nearly the second. Daps put low, and he'll be finished off by Poise. It's all over but Android's attempt at this point. We'll see if he can ace it with 19 seconds to go, but I don't see it as especially likely. Flanking Leaf, he will get 1. Almost a second on the Poise. There it is, the double headshot, but Mitch will shut him down.
Plant for a lot of teams here, and the Sage is set up and prepped just for that exact moment. It's a bit of a different wall than we've seen before, this one stretching towards yellow instead of parallel to it. Mitch will gun down Som. Android, amidst the leer, he finds a single kill onto Floppy, looking above, but he gets swung on and punished for it. It's Tex now in a 1v4 as Cloud9 Blue continue this advantage, and Tex is not able to bring anybody down with him before Zeta jumps. He pulls this one back out. Floppy in a position that you are not going to be unaware of, but nobody bothers to check. Tex in particular tends to be the casualty, and there you go. Some scouting done as the dog is shot forward from Sky, but nothing really else that Som can do. C9 have them lined up in their sights, and this push has all but faltered.
Was the way that Floppy and Mitch played that. You could tell that, I mean, it's an Omen and a Sage. They could have thrown down walls. They could have thrown down smokes, but they did neither of those things.
Ice wall blocking C9 from being able to punish Tex, who's going for the spike, and it gets down quite successfully before Spray from Poise nets the kill they need. Now posted up over by yellow and completely isolated. Android, paranoia, he can't see anything. So out goes the boom bot. Leaf needs to be quick, but he gets distracted as the bot blows up in his face. Android now, he's unshakable, looking for all 5 kills in the round. Out go the paint shells, and he gets swung on. Floppy denies the ace, and should have plenty of time as well for this spike.
Well, it might be now, but it's going to remain an A contact here. No rotation. No screen again, but Mitch will land the operator shot, lead off on this engagement. Spectre in hand for EU, and he's looking for the fight. He'll find it. Mitch goes down. Now it's all Leaf, and he's low already. The shock dart.
As the rest of his team.
Well, this is another aggressive push-up from C9 Blue, and it's not going to work out great as Leaf, the first casualty, is not responded directly to. And until it is. Look at that. Poised and Zeta coming alive. Now, Som does have the operator, and he is playing pretty aggressively, so he can make some work happen on top of Pipes. Android challenging over the wall, finally getting that wall broken, and Mitch will go down through it, in fact.
The worry for them is that they have no idea if Cloud9 Blue know that that spike is down. What a nice peek from Som, hitting Poise and punishing him for it. Floppy is at full HP. He's still got 2 smokes available as well. And Som looks the wrong way, but Android knows where he is. It doesn't matter. Floppy the clutch. And it's another round for Cloud9 Blue. Tech sees that Som has been blinded by that paranoia and will now try to slow down any member from C9 who pushes in that direction. Will he be able to stop Leaf? That's the question, because the showstopper's out and a blind fire will go in, but it does not connect the way it necessarily wants. It does actually. A bit of a delayed reaction taking out EU. Daps will need to pick up the Vandal and make as much damage as they can.
Engagement. Great play from C9 Blue.
And there's a showstopper out from Android trying to make space, but it misses. Oh no, and it's Leaf able to drive down on him. Som gets a kill onto Poised. This is Zeta technically credited with the kill onto Android. 3v3. Site control for NRG, but the spike has been surrendered at this point. There will be no plant for them. Som's able to flush out Leaf, but Mitch has his teammates back, leaving Daps far afield, not necessarily as close to the action as he can be. He takes down Leaf. That's a hot hand for Cloud9 that is no longer on the board. Mitch is still capable, by the way, of a heal. So if any action does occur, they'll need to do something with it. DK starting to chunk away at the HP, and I think Daps knows this. As a blind fire goes in, he takes out the Sage, and they manage to get it as Daps' spray connects with both Mitch. Going for the plant. Mitch is lined up watching yellow. Do they know exactly where this op is? Well, down goes Som. Floppy traded out. Leaf right now is just on an absolute tear. EU will have his owl drone to gain intel, and he knows that he's about to get overrun. Out goes one dart, flicks onto Leaf, but no. Poise and the remainder, or at least today, they are trailing the pace that they set yesterday. So Cloud9 Blue comes out a little bit ahead. But these pistol rounds can be so pivotal. If Cloud9 Blue is able to win the pistol round, they are only 2 away from shutting this down entirely. And with the way that the economy system works, that could be the game. Now, Cloud9 Blue have an advantage, but Som takes it away before Zeta grabs it right back. So Daps in a 1v2. They know how crucial this is. Zeta getting the spike down. There it goes. Daps is at full HP, light armor. He'll continue to come back. He's still got some utility, by the way. So he can use those at his discretion. He's up in heaven, about to hit catwalk. He sees Poise. Poise turns around and pivots, and a shot from Poise lands. That's unlucky for Daps. 2 better firearms is great, but Tex hasn't needed it just yet with how much damage he's been able to do from the Sheriff. Mitch will fall off as the spike looked to be getting planted, but for now, no. Waiting very patiently. There's one from Mitch. Spectre taking out EU. And now Mitch looking for another. Up on the ice wall, but no, it's NRG to take control of the kill feed, though yet they still trail. They've traded out, but it leaves Som with just 20 HP to go up against the last 2 members of C9 Blue. And additionally, the spike as well, which starts to get planted, doesn't quite make it. It's in Leaf's hands. A single shot will kill both of these players, especially if Som is capable of hitting it. Well, he's got that Marshall, looking longingly for the Sova of Zeta to peek out. A game of cat and mouse, good patience. Onto the rope he goes. He sees the foot for a second, nails it. His position, though, known. Leaf just needs to wait. And Leaf is going to look one way and shut the door on a potential NRG comeback.
Engagement, so yeah, it happens. But now, with a limited buy, NRG are trying their best to force this round out. And Android's aggression at least will get the lead-off kill onto Poise. But C9 lost Poise last round, and they still managed to win. They might be able to do that again here.
And there you go. Down goes Tex. That is damaging. Leaf has been so good so far today. He's blind. He'll drop, and down goes the Seeker in front of his eyes. Blinded immediately again. He's in the epicenter as NRG's numbers are getting whittled away. Spike planted now, so NRG will need to panic and scramble to try and retake the site that they've just lost control of, knowing full well that the lower bracket awaits them if they are unsuccessful. Around this ice wall, there's a small opening, and C9 knows it and will use it to their advantage, with Mitch taking 2 members down. That's all he's going to be able to get. Oh, because it's a big play from EU to pummel C9. Doesn't matter. Zeta gets it. Confusing end there as C9 are able to take back control of the site after